right. Whoop. Okay. Hello, everyone. If you're already in here, I'm getting things ready. We'll be starting in about 5 minutes. I should do music. Dun, 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 dun. But then I'm going to get a YouTube takedown if I do music. So I can't do music. So you'll just have to sit and hold tight as we get things ready. All right. Try that. And you on YouTube. No. I don't want to do that. And shareable link. And whoops. Create post. If you're joining us, I'm getting everything ready. We'll be with you in about 5 minutes, 10 o'clock Eastern Time. What I'm doing right now is I'm telling the world about what's going on. Back to here. Post it there. There's that. Post it here. Go there. And that. All right. It's all posted. I need my coffee. We'll be starting in about 3 minutes. 3 minutes. Standing by. Everyone, get ready. It's time for craziness. So check my audio. I can do that real quick. YouTube. All right. Got our clock going off. That's good. Can't have background music, so I'm afraid bad things will happen. So we'll be starting in about 2 minutes from now. Test, test, test. Hello. There we go. All right. I think we're good there. Turn this down. Turn that off. All right. That's gone. We'll turn off the capture there. We'll turn off the that, and we'll turn off the that. All right. We're getting somewhere. We're getting somewhere. Okay. We'll start in about 2 minutes, but I am here. I'm watching the chat. And so today we're going to be exploring TROGDOR, which is going to be very silly, which is fine. It's silly time. Here in Ontario, I'm in southern Ontario. Weather is actually, we're having some mild weather. It's around freezing. So with no snow right now, which is nice, and I don't have to go out and shovel snow, but I'm sure it will be coming. We've still got several months of winter coming upon us. So we'll be starting in about 1 minute. If you're joining us, I've got everything up and going. It's interesting. I got to figure out, so I have to start the feed in order to get the URL. And so then I can take the URL and I can paste it to social media so that people can see what's going on. They can come join us. So that's what's going on. So I've got the feed going. We're going to be talking about TROGDOR today. So we'll go ahead and start momentarily. I'm waiting for my little clock to change to 10 o'clock, and then we'll get rolling. Because I don't want to upset people who showed up when I said it's going to start at 10. But it is like I teach my classes. I start my classes right on time. Tell my students, show up on time. And it is 10 o'clock. Time to get going. Wave at the camera so I know where to edit. Hi there, everyone. Welcome to Board Games with Scott Live. This is a show where I'm exploring games. Over the last 9 months or so, as we've been locked down, I've built up this giant pile of games that I haven't had anyone to share with. And so I decided to restart this show as a sort of a short-term thing. I don't know how long we're going to do it, but the idea is that I'm exploring these games. And it'd be like if I were in my game lab at school. And typically what I would do is I'd set up my games and invite the students to come down and play the games. And so we would explore it together. So it's not a proper teaching video like I used to do. I'm not going to go through all the rules before I start. I'll give you some highlights, and then I'll start to play the game. I'll talk about the game as I go through it. There is a chat. I can see the chat. Know that there's about a 30-second delay between the time you type something into the chat and the time I see it, but I will keep an eye on the chat in order to talk about what's going on. And today, we're going to talk about TROGDOR! Burninate the peasants. And there's a lot of humor in this game. This is a game, old-time story. Once upon a time, there used to be a thing called Flash, and Flash allowed people to make animated pictures on the web. And you had a cartoon series called Homestar Runner, and Homestar Runner was a series of people responding to emails. And they made a comedy bit in there about a game, a dragon, called TROGDOR. And so this game is a love letter to that show, a love letter to the characters in it. And they've really carried that out well. If you used to watch the show, this game will give you a lot of humor, even something as silly as this. So you've got the cover and the cover art and TROGDOR, the board game cover, but then the rule book cover has Strong Bad has drawn himself in. And in fact, the rules have little notes written throughout. So something like, if this sounds like fun, turn to page 3. If this does not sound like fun, turn to page 516. I can just hear this rule book being written and edited in the voices of the show. And actually, I don't even have to hear it, because something cool they did as part of this is they gave you a soundboard. Look at this. This is available on the web. It's at trogdorboardgame.homestarrunner.com. And we'll be playing with this today, so that as it goes along,
oh, this is the best game I've ever played.
We're going to have sound effects as things are going. This soundboard is pretty clever. They've got several sections, and so one section has you... Let's do this. There we go. So this section is a series of songs about the rules. Now, I'm not going to play any of them because I'm afraid of YouTube and audio detection and copyright takedowns. So I'm not going to play this, because I know if you play something and someone says, that's copy protected, then all of a sudden your video gets taken down. So I'm not going to be playing the music, but they're all different songs. They're different. As you can see, Strong Bad sings one, Homestar sings one, Coach Z does a rap about the wraparound. Strong Sad talks about one of the rules in the game that's very confusing. So it's a lot of fun. And again, you can check this out online. This is free. And then there's a basic soundboard with background music. You can play the whole time. Things as something good or bad happen, and then you've got the main soundboard. So I'm going to get rid of this so that you can see the game. But I will still have it up for some surprises. Okay. Now, I do have to talk about, when I opened the box, I gasped. Much like that, because I saw the dolls. Look at the majesty of this. Is this not awesome? If you haven't seen the video where he draws TROGDOR and comes up with it, start with an S and another S and lots of consummate V's. But But so they've done some nice characters. You've got, this is very clever, and I'll explain why as we get into the rules a little bit. The archer, you might say, well, why does the archer point both ways? I'll talk about that in a minute. So what's going on in the game is you are playing the Helpers of Trogdor. This is a co-op game. You're working together to help Trogdor take over the village. And so the Trogdor has 3 goals to win the game. Trogdor has to burninate the countryside, burninate all the peasants, and burninate all the thatched roof cottages. Sorry. Anyway, that's the goal. You have to burninate all the tiles, you have to get rid of all the peasants, and you have to burninate all the thatched roof cottages. And once you've done that, if you can do all that, then you win the game. And you're going to work together, so each player on their turn controls one of Trogdor's best buddies. I'm playing Krangolev. And so Krangolev is he's got an ability, gets an extra action point. So this is 1 to 6 players, so I can play it by myself. Everyone also has an ability. I have the Shield of Cumberdale, which is going to prevent damage from knights. And then each turn you get different actions. And so on your turn, and this is, as they've done a very nice job giving you a turn summary on the back of the rules. By the way, if you're a game designer, do this. It makes it very easy to set this up and you can follow what's going on. On your turn, you draw an action card. You're then going to pick an action card, which will let you do something. The action card will give you a number of action points to use on the board. I always get 1 extra because that's my special cheaty ability. By the way, speaking of cheaty abilities, one of the fun things again, carrying forward what they've done in the game, one of the characters that you can play in the game, and I think this was a Kickstarter add-on, is you can play the cheat. And the cheat says, duh, you can cheat. What this means exactly is up to you. That's really cool. I love when games are playful like that. And so this is the difference between play and games. Play is where the player has the ability to set some of the constraints of what they're doing, as compared to a game where you're following the constraints set by someone else. In Going, Going, Gone, I brought in the concept of play because I allow people to set the pace of the auction when they count out loud from 10 to nothing. You can do it faster, you can do it slow. And that's a play concept that I brought to the game because it lets the players play. And this card is a great example of letting the players play. You can cheat. What that means is exactly up to you. So anyway, there's a lot of fun jokes. As I said, this is a really cool love letter to Trogdor.
This is the best game I've ever played.
So the way the game's going to work is on your turn, you draw an action card that gives you a choice of 2 actions. If you don't like either card, you can throw one away and you'll get 5 action points. Otherwise, you do what's on the card and you get the number of action points shown on the card. Second, you then use your action points to move around the board. You chomp the peasants, eat them up. You can burrow, or you can hide, or you can burninate. And that's really, you're going to be doing a lot of burninating. So each action point lets you do one of those things. You can move around the board. You can eat peasants if you land on them. You can burninate tiles. Once you have burninated all the tiles around where a village is and the tile the village is on, then you can burninate the thatched roof cottages. Anyway, then you have to do that on all of the cottages to win the game. Now, getting in your way are knights and archers. And so the knights and archers will all move after each player. Now, you lose the game if your belly is empty. So whenever you take damage, you're going to lose. These people count as your life as well. And if this is all run out and then you take another point of damage, then you lose the game. And that's not a good thing. Although there is a pretty cool end game, which I will get to if we have to do that. There's some other surprises that'll happen. Good morning. I'm just going to explain what's going on here as I play. So it is my turn to help Trogdor burninate the countryside. Oh, we're off. So the way this works is I draw an action card. Now, game design talk here. It is a bad game design decision to have players draw cards at the start of their turn. Why is that? Because at the start of my turn, I'm supposed to draw a card. So now I draw a card, and now I have to sit and play reading the game while people watch me. That's bad game design. Instead, what should happen is you should draw a card at the end of your turn. That then lets you look at your cards and make your decisions, and then when it comes around to you, you're ready to act. But instead, the rules say draw a card at the start of your turn, which means now you have to pause while I have to look and think. Anytime in a game, and I would house rule this. In fact, I can house rule things because in the soundboard it tells me I can. I would house rule this game to have you draw your card at the end of your turn, and then you look at your 2 cards, and then when it comes to you, you get to take your turn. And I do that in any game I play. In any game where you draw cards at the start of the turn, I always stop to say, wait a minute, should you actually draw a card at the end of your turn instead? Because that's going to greatly speed up gameplay. So there's a little game design chat. So my choices, I have sidewise. Once during my action, I can burninate an adjacent tile, or I have Path of Burnination, and that's going to let me... I don't get any action points, even if I get bonus ones, but I draw a movement card and I get to burninate a bunch of tiles. That sounds awesome. We're going to start with that. So what we're going to do is we're going to do as our action Path of Burnination. So I don't get any action points, but I draw one of these cards. These cards are typically used for the bad guys and what they do. So in this case, it says, look at the movement path, and I burninate all those tiles. So I'm going to burninate. Do I start with the one? Yeah, it does show I start with the one I'm on. So I burninate the countryside, burninate the peasants. So this is a good start. Now, normally to burninate the lake, you have to have burninated the tiles around the lake. But there's a rule in the game that says anytime you're burninating something because of a special action card, you get to break that, you get to ignore that rule and just burninate everything. So I'm going to go ahead and burninate the lake. Burninate Laken. That's a good move. That's nice. All right. Oh, there. Okay, so now that is my turn. So now we go on to the bad guys. Of course, they're bad guys because I'm the good guy. So first thing I look is this shows me where peasants spawn. There's no peasants shown there, no peasants spawn. Then it shows me where peasants move, and this one says move and repair. So all the peasants are going to move to the southeast. Now the peasants wrap around the board. Trogdor does not. I don't understand the logic of that. But anyway, so I wrap around to here. Now any spaces I move on to with a peasant, I then will repair those spaces. So a peasant moves here, and he repairs it. Stupid peasant. I don't need a soundboard. And peasant moves there. And now I'm going to move all the knights, and we'll see how that goes. So here's a knight, and it shows the movement path for the knights. I follow them on the board. If the knight crosses over me or crosses over a burning cottage, they will damage me. They'll fix the burning cottage. So that's that knight. And this knight, now the knights do wrap around. So I go down one, I go down another, I go over, I go down. So the knights would repair that cottage if it was burninating. Finally, the archer. So the archer goes down and over and down. Now, here's the clever bit about the archer design. And this is whenever in a game design you can do something that helps people make sense of something. Notice the archer has 2 arrows. The way the archer attacks is at the end of the archer move, in whatever direction the archer just moved last, they shoot up and down that column or row. So the last archer move here was a down as it teleported around. So therefore, it would shoot, if I was in this row, I would take damage, which would be a bad thing. Okay, so that's it. So now it's back to my turn. So I draw an extra action card, and you all sit and watch me read the action card because I'm drawing at the start of the turn, like it says in the rules. Smell the daisies. If I end on a flower tile, the next player gets 3 extra action points, which happens to be me. So I have 4. I'm going to choose that. 4 action points. I always get +1 because of my ability, so I get 5 action points. So I'm going to go and I'm going to eat him, I think, and I want to end up on that tile. So I could go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I kind of don't want to waste. I will burninate the countryside, and then I will go 1, 2, 3, 4, eat him.
Peasant snack time.
And then burninate more countryside. There we go. And so next turn I get an extra 3 points because that's what this card does. I ended on the flowers. And then I burninated them. All right, bad guy's turn. Here we go. Peasants, it shows 4, which means 4 peasants come out, up to 4 peasants come out. You look at each of the cottages. If there's no peasant on the cottage, then it spawns another peasant. So now there's more peasants out there. And now all the peasants move southwest. They don't have a repair, so they're not going to fix anything. And they lap over the board. And now I got to move all of the knights. So this knight goes 1, 2, 1, 2. This knight goes 1, 2, 1, 2. And then we move the archer the same way. 1, 2, 1, 2. He shoots here. Everyone misses.
Ooh, threaded the needle.
So now we go back to my turn. I get an extra 3 points of actions this turn. So I take my action card. My choice is wraparound. I gain wraparound movement this turn if I use that card. That might be useful. I'd like to go and eat more peasants because my belly's getting empty. So I need to continue devouring things. Or sidewise, which lets me just blast something as I'm going through. 1, 2, eat, 4, eat. And then I'll use this. Okay, so we'll do this sidewise. I get 5. Oh, I got lots of actions because I got 5 plus 3 from last time because I ended in the flowers, plus 1 because I'm Krangolov. So I get a total of 5, 8, 9 actions. 9 actions. That's crazy.
Oh, this is the best game I've ever played.
So I'm going to eat lots of guys here if I can. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1. So we're going to go 1, 2.
Peasant snack time.
3, 4, 5, 6. Nom, nom, nom.
Chompers.
7, 8.
A delicious peasant repast.
And then I will use my sidewise ability, which lets me burninate something, so I'll burninate that. Okay, that was a good turn.
Oh, this is the best game I've ever played.
Now it's time for the bad guys. Here we go. Peasants. So I spawn 4 peasants on the spaces shown there, and one spawns here, and one spawns here. All that work. And then they all move northwest. So he moves there, he moves there, he moves there, he moves there, and he moves there. And now movement path. So the knights are going to move. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. And this one goes 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then the archer goes 1, 2, 3, and 4 and shoots that way. So we're doing well. We haven't taken any damage yet. We've burninated some countryside. Our belly's empty again. But here we go. I got block during the knights and archers actions. Trogdor can't take damage, or I could have wraparound movement. Wraparound movement isn't useful for me. I'm in the middle of the board, so I'm going to choose block. So this time around, I wouldn't take any damage if they were to do so. And I think we're going to try and burninate a cottage. We're going to work on trying to get that cottage burninating a bit. So I'm going to move. I've got 4 plus 1, 5 actions. So 1, 2, and we're going to go 3, 4 to burninate this one. See, here's the thing. Here's the reason why I'm not burninating the peasants yet. So the game makes you balance burninating the peasants. Because if I burninate a peasant, he will catch more of the board on fire, but then he goes to the void and he's off the board. He's not someone that I can take advantage of at that point. You know what? I don't care. So I'm going to rewind my turn a little bit. I'm going to go to here. I'm going to burninate. All right. So burninating. Here we go. So first thing that you have to do is you have to give the peasant the crown of fire. That is a very important thing. I'm on fire! Ba-dum, bum, bum. Ba-dum. He looks like Mr. Heat Miser.
Look at him burning.
All right. So now when you have a burninating peasant, the way it works is we flip over the board. We're going to follow the movement path, and he's going to light everything on fire, I believe. Let me check how this works as he goes, just to make sure. Move the knights. Flaming peasants. All right. I burninate a peasant. I crown him with the flame element. Now he moves. Yes, he burninates everything that he hits. So that's good. All right. So I'm going to flip this, and now every path, every step he takes, he burninates those tiles for me. So he burninates the countryside, burninates the peasants. Oh, this is going to be exciting. So now he's going to go down here. Now, guess what happens? These, he will be catching on fire once I finish the move. So that's down. And you put him on the side so you remember he's burninating. So he's there. Now he's all burninated. He's burninated out, so he goes to the void. But now we do this one because it's a chain effect there. So that's good. So now we see where this one goes. So this one goes 1, 2, 3, burninating countryside, and down here, burninating there. So I lost 2 of my peasants. They're both in the void, but boy, look at the countryside. It is all burninated. Yeah, Strong Bad is also, I was a fan of Strong Bad since the beginning, since the ever. So this has been a lot of things.
Oh, this is the best game I've ever played.
All right, that was a good turn. So now we've got to go with the bad guys. Now they are not going to hurt me because of the card that I picked. So we'll see where this goes. So first, new peasants. 1 peasant spawns. Now I can pick where they spawn. I think we're going to spawn them right there. They all move north and repair. So sadly, that's repaired. That's repaired. That's repaired. What a waste. And that's repaired. Oh, how boring.
Oh, this is the worst game I've ever played.
All right, and so now the knights move. So the knight goes 1, 2. Now, normally I take damage, but because I put my block up, I don't. Ha, ha, ha. 3 and 4.
Ooh, nice save.
And now this guy goes 1, 2, 3, and 4. The archer goes 1, 2, 3, and 4. Shoots this way and doesn't hurt me at all.
Oh, this is the best game I've ever played.
All right, so now it goes to my turn again. It's my turn. Consummate V's. I told you you would get consummate V's, and here they are. So this turn, if I use this card, which I will because it's awesome, I will be using this card, and I get to move diagonally this turn. So, and I get 4 action points plus 1, so I get 5. I need to burninate some cottages. I need to burninate some peasants. So I think we're just going to, that was fun. We're going to do it again. So we're going to go there for 1. 2, we're going to burninate the cottage. So that burninates the peasant and catches him on fire. So we see where he moves. He moves 1. Okay, so he goes through here. The knights, however, are immune to burnination. 2, he goes through there. Over to here. Oh, he catches another one on fire. This could either be really good or really bad. And then here, and then up on there. And then he goes to the void. And he catches this one on fire. Now, if they cross into the lake, even if it's burninated, then they're put out. And they're saved. So here we go. So we're going to go 1, 2. We burninate this one. Here, we burninate this tile. It does not burninate the cottage, however, because not all the surrounding tiles are burninated yet. To here. And then here, and he dies as well. So, that was awesome. Here we go. All right, so that is, oh, I still have more turn. So then I'm going to move here. How many actions I don't remember how many turns I have left, so I'm going to burninate this. And then for my last action, I'm going to burninate the cottage. Burninate the cottage.
Oh, this is the best game I've ever played.
So that's that. I didn't even use the diagonal turn. But oh, well, that's how it goes. Bad guys. No new peasants spawn. They all move southeast and repair. So he moves here and repairs that. He moves here and repairs that. The knights go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, and the archer goes. Whoop, he went to sleep. I think he was here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Shoots up and down and misses me. Whew.
Ooh, nice save.
All right, back around. Majesty. Majesty.
Oh, yeah. Check out all his majesty.
Before my actions, I may burninate any one tile on the board for free. So that's nice. But I don't really need it right now. So I'll choose this one, which gives me wraparound movement this turn. 5 plus 1, so 6 points. So we're going to go... 1. Oh, we could go that way. No, 1, 2. I can't go where the knight is, or I'll take damage. 3, 4, 3, 4 burninate. 5 to here, 6 burninate this. So the cottage is not yet burninated, but it's eligible to be because I have to get rid of this tile as well. But there's a knight on it. Stupid knight. All right, here we go.
Stupid friggin' knights.
Okay, bad guy's turn. Peasants. 3 peasants come on the board. There aren't 3, so I just bring on what I can. I can choose where he goes. He's going to go there. Oh, by the way, if you didn't notice this, I'll show you this cool doll. Look at the thing. It's pretty neat. Whoop, upside down. So the cleverness is that's how it is normally. And then the thatched roof cottages burn. So there you go. I don't remember where it was. Wait, it was, I know because I used the easy startup in the game. Right over there. Okay. This one is burninating, which is a good thing. Now, we did the peasants. Peasants need to move. So southeast, southeast, southeast. And now mites move. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. So the knights hurt me if they go through me. How many sounds are there? Lots of sounds. Look. Oh my gosh, look at them all. It's exciting.
Oh, I'm a peasant. Let's replant the countryside.
So I did the movement of everyone. I didn't take any damage.
Oh, this is the best game I've ever played.
However, my belly is currently empty. So if I were to take 1 point of damage, I would lose. Well, not lose. I would rampage, but we'll live on the edge, huh? That sounds awesome. Okay, I got a sidewise card, so once during my actions, I could burn something to the side. I have my Majesty card, lets me burninate any tile for free. So I need to eat peasants this turn. I need to get more peasants in my belly to help me out here. So I think we're going to go, we'll use sidewise. So once I get to burn 1, 2,
Chompers.
3, burninate 4, and I get 6 actions. 4, actually that's using my card, so that's not an action. So 4 is that. And then we're going to go 5 and then 6. All right, we're burninating things quite well. Here we go. So now we go to their turn. So 3 peasants spawn, 1 peasant spawns. I'm going to put him there because it's easier for me to eat. They all move to the northeast. Yoop. Now the knights, this is not good. So the knight moves here. Now, I can use my Shield of Cumberdale, which allows me, I can prevent taking a point of damage from the knight. Then it's tapped until I gain health. So I'm going to use that. So I ignore that point of damage, and he moves through. Do. And this one goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And the archer goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Uh-oh! Uh-oh!
Arrowed!
The archer arrows me, and I don't have any life left. Therefore, this is not good. So we go into... so you might say, I've lost the game. Trogdor has lost the game. Not necessarily. We have Trogdor's fiery rage. Even in defeat, Trogdor rages out with magnificent glory, laying waste to everything he can before stomping off the board in frustration. Trogdor doesn't lose games. He rage quits. So the way this works is I get to pick 5 cards and I burninate everything on those cards. And if I can manage to wipe out the board with this, then I win the game. So we'll see how this goes. First one, I go here. 1, 2, 3. It burninates the countryside. 4, 5. That's 1. 4 more. I just got to get these, and I win. 2, and during this final action, you wrap around because you become an NPC, basically. 1, burninate the peasant. Actually, do I burninate him or do I just kill him? Because then does he catch on fire? I got to see, I haven't done this before. Peasants are erased upon impact without burninating. Heck, so are knights. You're erased, but the archer lives. Stupid archer. 1, 2, he's erased. 3, he's erased. 4, Trogdor has a mighty. Oh, he's burning everything. This might work. So this card, I go west, and Dennis. Dennis. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4. Dennis is useless. Card 4. 1, 2, 3. Up. Ho, ho, ho. It's close. Final card. Here. Burninate this and the cottage burns. 2, 3, 4. But Trogdor does not win. He does not win. There's still countryside and one peasant that is left. Oh.
This is the worst game I've ever played.
And if I follow the rules, the last thing we have to say is...
It's over.
It's over. Trogdor did not win. The other thing that didn't even come into play because of how everything broke apart was the Trog Hammer. The first time you take damage, which I didn't until it was my last point of damage, you introduce these new cards, which make a knight move during play when you draw action cards. We never even got to that point because I just burninated everything so fast. So there you go. That's Trogdor, the board game. I'll be curious to try it with multiple people, but I think if everyone knows Trogdor, there can be a lot of silliness. The soundboard is quite cool, although it probably gets pretty annoying after a while.
Oh, stupid friggin' replanting peasants.
This peasant, and that space cost me the game. And that's the end of it.
This is the worst game I've ever played.
So there you go. All right, so there's Trogdor. It was fun. It's a silly game, but actually there's choices to be made. It's sort of they do a good job of balancing players and the game. So if you notice, the game structure had a bad guy card happen after each player goes, and that's how the game balances for 1 to 6 players. Because the bad guy goes after each player goes. I don't know that I'd play it with 6. That seems like you'd have a lot of waiting. On the other hand, if it's like you're sitting around being silly, making voices, and reminiscing over the days of Flash, then it would be good. So that's the end. Glad you could join me. But as